Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know the first in the building. Mike on deck. What's good with it? Salute. I see you on the building. Big Blunts and Boxing the Goat on deck. What's good with it? Jay is on deck. What's good? What's good? Bruce Gas, the OG, is in the building. Shout out to I Am Cam Edwards on deck. What's good? Yes, he is. He's rested on a high-speed chase. So let's get down to business. You know, if you haven't heard, let me explain it to you. Jared Anderson is in big trouble. He has a fight coming up, and to our surprise, as boxing is trying to get jump-started, heavyweight contender Jared the real Big Baby Anderson was arrested on a third-degree felony. A third-degree felony. All right? Check this out. He is being charged with fleeing the police, y'all. Last Thursday in Huron County, Michigan. ESPN reports that 24-year-old top-ranked promoter Jared Anderson, 16-0, 15 knockouts, was released today, Saturday, from reports that Anderson was chased by the police for 6 miles in his Dodge Challenger. He must not have had the red eye package. Anyway, reaching speeds of 130 miles per hour before eventually crashing his vehicle in the median, y'all, and arrested. I need to repeat this. 24-year-old top-ranked promoter Jared Anderson, 16 victories, 0 defeats, 15 knockouts, not to mention he has a fight coming up, was released today from his arrest last Thursday from a high-speed chase for 6 miles in his Dodge Challenger, reaching speeds 130 miles per hour before eventually crashing. I don't know what's going on with this, but it comes at the wrong time as always. It's never a right time for situations like this, but he do have a fight coming up. It also mentioned that it was unclear how this event would impact Anderson's April 13th bout. It's 12-round bout with ESPN at American Bank Center in Corpus Christi, Texas. Not to mention, Anderson was previously arrested in November in Ohio and charged with improperly handling firearms in a vehicle while knowingly under the influence and operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol and drugs via Mike Coppinger. It goes on to say what we already know, y'all. Top Rank is trying to turn Anderson into a star, but the two arrests make some wonder whether he will pan out in the pro ranks. More time will be needed to go by to find out whether Anderson's latest arrest will impact his career. Apart from the two arrests, Jared Anderson's performance against former IBF heavyweight champion Charles Martin last July raised eyebrows when he was twice staggered. Now, this one I don't, they just injecting stuff, has nothing to do with anything. You know what I'm saying? But this is my take on it. He ain't the first one to get arrested in boxing. And I'm not convoluting that, okay, as if I'm not convoluting the situation for the depth of its severity. But this has become a trend. He was just arrested November last year, right? And he hasn't even got a full 4 months removed from that before he's arrested again. This one is much more serious. He had the charges dropped on that previous one because it was nonviolent. Plus, you know what I'm saying, he was operating a vehicle. I think it was his first offense. Now, he's running from police. He's fleeing from the law enforcement. For whatever reason, they didn't say nothing about drugs being in the vehicle. I don't know why the man did it. I don't know if he was slightly intoxicated. He didn't want to go down for another DUI or OVI. But this looks extremely bad. And this is a felony offense to attempt to flee. If you're going to use a Dodge Charger to flee the police, at least have a jailbreak. As much money as you got, at least have the highest performance. Put some money back into your car if you want to be one of these Starsky and Hutch type fighters. You know what I'm saying? They want to, every now and then, I want to see how fast my vehicle can go and flee from police. This shit is stupid. I'll say this all the time, man. These boxers, they get in trouble. Boxers are different. They get punched in the head and all that, man. They look, this is a tough sport to deal with. I'm not making excuses for him. You know, I can be petty and say, well, his feet don't have nothing to do with his head. Yeah, it do. Because everything comes from the damn neurological headquarters. All your psyche and everything. These fighters go through stuff that nobody knows about, and they get in trouble all the time. Now, Jared Anderson, who basically came off initially as a quiet, you know what I'm saying, soft-spoken, tough heavyweight contender. Now he's about to face court. Now, I seriously doubt boxing will prevent him from making a paycheck in April. The only reason I say that is because boxing is not one of these sports where you have a precedent. Yeah, he's under Bob Arum and Top Rank Promotions, but they don't have a president. They don't have a governing body. They don't have an HR department, the system of boxing. So I'm looking at it like potentially he will still, if it didn't affect him in any way injury-wise, he would still step in the ring. I don't know how bad his accident was. But why don't somebody get this man some help if he got issues? Get these boxers some help. It seems like all these boxers are coming out with serious problems, man. I wouldn't say all. SOME. Some. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what grade level you is, so may. But that's messed up for Jared Anderson, y'all. That's messed up. Seriously. That's real messed up. Now people are going to start saying, you know, what's really going on with, with Jared Anderson. How is he supposed to be our next American heavyweight champion? And he's so young, and he's getting in trouble already. Like, he's not getting in trouble for misdemeanors. You know what I'm saying? Small, minuscule offenses. He's going to the top. He's about to stack away felonies like certain other boxers did in their heyday. This is not a good look, shawty. Let me get to this chat. This is not a good look, y'all. That dumb MF just posted on IG that he's expecting to be a father. I'm done with this dude. He want to be a brother so bad. Charles Martin rewire his brain. Who you talking? How you talking? Who you talking to, bro? Who wants to be a brother? He want to be his brother so bad. Okay. Okay. He want to be his brother so bad. I got you. I don't know if Charles Martin rewired his brain or not, but he's in the heavyweight division, and he has to understand, you know, you're gonna have to take some shots. I don't know exactly what the hell is going on with this dude, and also where's the mentorship? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Where's the help? Where's the therapy? These boxers just out here, look. It seems like they go through their career on a single flight. You know what I'm saying? They got a team around them, but the team not helping. Every problem they run into, they gotta handle it themselves. And then when they get ready to close the door, they end up by themselves. I mean, boxing is one of the worst, man. I mean, it's one of the most grimy, slimy sports out there, boy. Cam said, shaking my head, we said he wasn't mentally prepared to be heavyweight champion. But damn, come on, man. He's not. You know, when he started, you know, saying that stuff, when Roy Jones Jr. was interviewing him, and he was up there crying, talking about I didn't ask for this. Hey, man. You know, everybody in the chat, maybe we should get together and come up with a program where, you know, we can do role reversals without the actual physical. So pretty much we can see an app where these boxers who's having a tough time handling all these millions, that they give it to those who are members on these apps, and allow the members on this app to live their lifestyle and finance the members. You know what I'm saying? That's what they should do. I know it may not make sense, but it make a lot of dollars to me. They should have an app out there. We should create an app for them to basically wire us money so we can show them how to live with millions. I'm not saying it ain't going to be a high-speed chase or two. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I grew up racing motorcycles. I like speed. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to hit those high speeds of adrenaline, at least know how to drive that mug. And I'm not advocating or trying to be an enabler. But these cats like Jared Anderson, you're doing some crazy shit, boy. Like, what's wrong with you, man? You're doing dumb shit. You got all that money, or trying to get all that money, and we don't have hardly any U.S. heavyweight champions in the shoot. You're not even giving yourself time to get in your 30s good. Jeez. 402 was good. Yeah, Bruce said you can't be a part-time boxer. Nah, you can't, man. You can't be a part-time boxer. But if you're going to be a full-time boxer, don't let the little small things that you're doing while you're a full-time boxer interfere and expose you for all the wrong reasons. If you've been a full-time boxer, man, you in the gym and everything, but you might hit a drink or two here and there, you can never let that get out to the general public. Once it's out here, you know, it's over. You know what I'm saying? It's unlimited. It's unlimited avenues for which that information can travel. Unlimited. Where are your people at? Who's supposed to be around you, man? I'm talking shit, but I'm very upset with this kid. He was has the mentality of a young guy. I know, but triple the success. Like, bro, I know guys that will literally kill to have what he has. But he told you. He told us, Blunts. He told us in the interview. He told us in the documentary. The cat said he didn't ask for this. And just like Bruce said, you can't be a part-time boxer. So what's motivating Jared Anderson to stay locked in as a fighter? Seriously. Did you have your dog with you at the time? I happened to be sitting right there ringside taking pictures, and I remember his service dog looked damn near like mine. You know what I'm saying? But obviously he has some issues going on. He has a service dog, and he has some issues, bro. See, these are fighters who truly have issues. I can't really say he's a juvenile or he's a criminal running around here just being rambunctious and reckless. He might have some serious shit going on from a kid. Because just think about it. His name is a real big baby. Why he picked up that? Why is that your moniker? I mean, what was going on with Jared Anderson when he was a kid? Did he have some other issues underlining, that he said he wasn't ready for this? It seems like this guy's not locked in to be a star. It seems like Jared Anderson is not fit to assume duty at this level. It just ain't. We can't really depend on Jared Anderson to be the next up-and-coming heavyweight superstar, and he out here having high-speed chases, y'all. What's next? Domestic violence? A death? What next? I mean, this dude is, blessed with height, size. Look like he could, play football, basketball, whatever the case may be, man. He have athleticism, but what always controls the body, y'all? The muscle, that brain. That's what's always the, I wouldn't say the kryptonite, but it can also be considered a lab that can produce, some type of energy that can be a kryptonite to anybody in life. It seemed like Jared Anderson, he has some very, very personal mental issues going on, psychological issues going on. He's not making small freaking mistakes and choices. He's making huge choices. And this fleeing the police now, he gonna do some jail time. Now, of course, I know in the chat that if you got money, you may be able to get an attorney and get your ass up out of there. But this will be the second time, y'all. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning attorneys and money is because Conor McGregor been in some shit. Conor McGregor been in some shit now. And for serious shit too. So that's why I'm thinking Jared Anderson might get out of this too. Let me brief y'all on something. Let me see. Check this out now. In 2018, Conor McGregor was known for pulling up in NYC and tossing a dolly. I'm not off topic. I'm just giving you a comparison as to why, Jared Anderson may have the monetary resources to relieve him of any serious punishment. I don't know. Conor McGregor is Irish, white, and Jared Anderson is out of Cincinnati. He's a brother. He's black. April 2018, dolly attack on a bus window. All right. Conor McGregor pulled up with a group of his people, and they damaged and he threw a metal dolly at the window, which broke glass and cut several fighters in there, like Rose Namajunas. You know what I'm saying? And some other male fighters. obtained cuts and bruises. Okay? And they was looking for Khabib Nurmagomedov because he confronted Artem Lobov. He cornered him and he was talking shit to him like, hey, tell Conor McGregor I'm going to F him up and all this other stuff. Then check this out. 2019. Sexual assault allegation. 2019. This is Conor McGregor now. First sexual assault. That's serious shit now. Serious. One incident was reported to have occurred in Dublin Hotel, while another complaint emerged October 2019 involving alleged assault in a car. These are serious incidents. However, prosecutors did not press charges in relation to the 2018 incident, and no legal action has been taken regarding the 2019. Those are sexual assaults now. The civil proceedings are ongoing, okay? August 2019, arrested for destroying a phone in Miami. Okay, that's not as serious, but it's serious enough. August 2019, altercation at a Dublin pub. Y'all remember when he attacked that older white guy? You know what I'm saying? He was trying to get the guy to drink his whiskey or something like that, and the guy didn't want to drink it and said something slick to Conor. And what did Conor do? He punched the guy. But he had to settle out of court for punching the guy. Look at this sheet from Conor now. And I'm telling you, in the fight game, everybody ain't the same now. September 2020, second sexual assault allegation. 2021, arrested for careless driving. All right. Another assault on an Italian DJ. This is Conor McGregor now. July 2022, assault on the yacht in Izbaza. Izbaza or something like that, right? Assault on a yacht. 2023, rape accusations at a Miami Heat game. This is Conor McGregor. 2023, brawl at the funeral. Come on, bro. So I'm saying it's possible for Jared Anderson to not serve time. It's possible, but I'm not comparing him to Conor McGregor. I'm just saying, like, when you are, he's not up there with Conor McGregor, but people know Jared Anderson. He may get out of this with a little bit of leniency, or he may do a little bit of time. We've seen Floyd Mayweather, who's a big topic of discussion. He went to prison for like a year, right? Something like that, 6 months to a year. I think 6 months, right? For domestic violence. It was no way. You know, his son said, yeah, this is what I saw and all this. I don't freaking know what's going on with this cat. And it's amazing how we can go to fight nights and we can see these people. These boxers, you know, that has a pretty decent name to themselves. They fall under the bright lights on the big screen. They have all these people around them. But then they go out and do things like this. It make you wonder, like, do they even tell anybody that they're about to go out here and run from the police? Did they even warn your best friend? Hey, man, I'm about to go out for a drive. I'm not feeling too good. I'm about to go out here for a drive and shit. You all right? You want me to come? Nah, man. You sit this one out. It's all good. I'm good. And then you get the phone call that, you know, so-and-so's been arrested, crashed his Dodge Challenger for fleeing the police for 6 miles. Then you know, goddamn, as a black man, you're going to pay for every fucking mile. You're going to pay somehow, some way. You're going to either come out the pocket or you're going to get locked up. And, of course, when it comes down to the promotion, the one that they said that was the plantation and all this other crap, right? They're going to have someone talk to somebody. He ain't the first person that got in trouble over there at Top Rank. It happens in boxing, period. So either you're going to pay your attorney real nice to get you up out of there with some community service, or depending on the court system over there, because we know Ohio don't play, man. He may have to do a certain amount of days, but they'll make sure they push it back outside his fight date. Now this guy, hopefully he wasn't injured. He has to get back in the training camp. Man, that's wild. Shit. I mean, I agree. It'll be plenty of guys who want to be in his position. But they have to understand they can't be in this position in boxing without throwing hands. You have to work. The skill set has to be different. You know what I'm saying? You know, fighters go through the AMs and they wish upon these days. They don't wish upon a star. They wish to be a star. I just want people to notice me and this, that, and the other. And then, you know, I know Jared Anderson is not so much that guy, per what his words was. But you're there, bro. You got a lot of people depending on you. You have a lot of people that was depending on you. And what you do, you go in here, you start getting recognized. People start attaching themselves to you as fans. And just when you start to change levels, you say, hey, I want the big fights. Now you start getting in serious trouble. I'm just saying. Now you start getting in serious trouble. You say you want the big fights. You say you want the big names. You come down in there in the costumes. You got some of the best walkouts as a heavyweight. And now you're getting arrested for shit. Stupid. Why would he purposely speed past to get in chase? I don't know. I wasn't there. But I can tell you, I can assume this. I would like to know what he had in the vehicle. I would like to know if it's, let me see. Okay. Here's another article right here for obstructing. Okay. Heavyweight contender. Okay. Thursday on heavyweight contender Jared Anderson was arrested Thursday on a warrant for allegedly obstructing police in Huron Township, Michigan, according to court documents obtained by ESPN. Anderson is currently being held. Okay, he was obstructing, and they had a warrant. Top Rank declined to comment. Okay. In December, Anderson pleaded no contest to amend charge for improperly handling firearms in a motor vehicle, while the OVI charge was dropped. Okay. He was fined $200 and had a 180-day suspension sentence at the Corrective Center of Northwest Ohio, contingent on Anderson not committing a similar offense within 1 year. So he violated that. Okay, with, you know, as far as his suspended sentence, we have to know if it basically is in comparison to that. He was operating a vehicle, okay, but was he intoxicated? And then also, it doesn't say anything about a firearm. But I'm curious about the obstruction, though. I'm curious about the obstruction because the obstruction makes it a lot more interesting. What was he obstructing for them to take out a warrant? He said Jared Anderson was arrested Thursday on a warrant for allegedly obstructing police. So it can be from the high-speed chase or them lighting him up, want to pull him over, whatever the case, man. He knew they was looking for him or something. I don't know the whole deal, but this obstructing is very, very... It's very interesting to shed light on this just a little bit more. So we got some obstructing going on. Can't stay out his own way. It's sad. Life is hard being a prize fighter with all the tools. Yeah, it is quite different when it comes down to being in front of all those people. And people, and then not only that, they're looking at him being the next best. And we don't have a lot of U.S. heavyweight champions. Like I always told people, they was in a hurry to get Wilder out the picture. And now we have Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. No U.S. Contenders except Jared Anderson. And he seems to be losing control at the wheel. It would take former boxers with a psychological degree to help these incoming fighters. I'm not sure about that. Upcoming fighters. I'm not sure I know where you're going with it, but you got to look at it this way. Are they willing to listen? Because Roy was trying to tell Jared Anderson, a legend in life, and Jared Anderson is sitting up there, crying, and Roy has become this voice of reason outside the sport. Like, he can talk to you about some shit. You know what I'm saying? Roy Jones, he can talk to you about some things. He can give you some examples. He can break some shit down for you. Like, you got to think about it. He was selected to talk in that documentary. And also, he had freaking Jared Anderson. Not Jared Anderson. Jermell Charlo down there. And he had several other fighters down there, bro. Hey, man. I was down, the guy's different. But for 402's comment, the caveat, I don't know if he's willing to listen to these cats, though. I don't think so, bro. Common sense is a strong suit, and a lot of these athletes isn't a strong suit. Well, common sense isn't so common. We understand that. Shout out to Carlos on deck. We understand that, don't we, Carlos? Common sense ain't so common, right? Anderson per police fled and evaded police in Orange Dodge Challenger on Thursday around 1:36 p.m. A chase that included 3 attempted traffic stops and ended with the boxer crashing. Damn. He was in a bright orange Challenger at 1:36 p.m. He did this in broad daylight, bro. Yeah, I agree, 76. It is another setback for Jared. But really, was it a setback the first time? No. He was able to get community service and suspended. If he doesn't get in trouble for a full year for relatable crimes. He's gotten in trouble again. So are they going to get him for operating a vehicle? I don't know. Was he intoxicated? Would he have on wheel? I don't know, because he's out. So I'm saying it's not in relations to. Well, I'll take that back. I need to see what the language. I need to read what the language says for that, because if he was operating a vehicle under the influence, I will have to assume it has to deal with that, right? And also, it doesn't say anything about him having a weapon again. You know what I'm saying? Unlawfully operating a weapon or something like that. But he was behind the vehicle again, and he kind of upped the ante and took him on a high-speed chase, man. Was he intoxicated? Was he in his right frame of mind? Was he high on marijuana? What's the deal, man? I need some answers. He was released Saturday morning after he posted $10,000 bond on the condition he does not drive unless traveling to and from court. Wow. So they put him on a restrictive travel ban. They put him on a travel ban. Appreciate that info, Carlos and 402. Appreciate you. Salute to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So they put that man on a $10,000 bond on the condition he only drives to and from court. I get it. But I also get this. He can't drive the motherfucking Challenger no more. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody knows guardrail vehicle. The guardrails are undefeated. I ain't never known nobody hit no guardrail and get out their car and walk around and say, oh man, no damage. Whew. Man, I dodged one right there. You know what I'm saying? Like I never seen anybody hit a guardrail at high speeds, get out, and go over there and say, oh man, this is great. No damage, just a little scratch here and there, take it to the paint shop, I'm good. No, his car is probably total. It doesn't even, I mean, I'll have to wait till more information come out, but I wonder, did they do a pit maneuver? Let's go to this one right here. No, I already read that one. Let me go to this one. I haven't read this one yet. What information they say? They say this is the second time Anderson has been arrested in 4 months. Anderson was pulled over for driving 55 miles per hour in a posted 40 miles per hour zone. Once again, more information is coming out as I am using my ability to read. Reported from Oregon, Ohio. Police Department stated that Anderson was pulled over for driving 55, 15 over, in a posted 40 miles per hour zone. The law enforcement officer said that he could smell weed coming from Anderson's car and saw an open container of Don Julio tequila in the vehicle. He also stated that the scent of alcohol was coming from Anderson. While searching his vehicle, police found a firearm in a locked glove compartment. Is that from his older one? Anderson was released from jail. He posted $7,500 bond. That had to be an old one. That's an old one. They just inserting that into this article, I think. They said in December, Anderson pleaded no contest to amended charges and handling firearm in a motor vehicle. All right, we already read through that. Resisting or obstructing a police officer in Michigan is a felony. I said a felony. I was reading felony and punishable at the same time. Michigan is a felony punishable by imprisonment for not more than 2 years or a fine of not more than $2,000 on both. So I'm reading this article, and it seems like this is a part of this. Anderson was released from jail after he posted. The other article said he posted a bail for $10,000. He could smell weed coming from Anderson's car and saw an open container of Don Julio. So now, if this is indeed a part of this particular incident, he was trying to get away. They was pulling him over for exceeding the speed limit, 15 over. And within that, he just was arrested 4 months ago, and he tried to elude police. If this is indeed the case. But it seems like from his last case, Don Julio tequila in the vehicle, he also stated that the scent of alcohol was coming from Anderson. So they didn't say anything. Let me see. While searching his vehicle, police found the firearm in a locked glove box. So this has to be from this case if the firearm was in a locked glove box. Because last case, he was unlawfully operating a firearm or whatever. So if this is the case, again, he's dealing with an alcohol-related incident. And he may go down after his blood and his blood test and everything comes back, because I'm pretty sure they made him do a test. So if he gets charged with OVI again, along with drugs in the system, speeding. I don't think he's going to be able to expunge majority of these and reduce them to a lesser charge. I don't think so. They're going to say, hey, you got a problem going on, and we about to help you fix it. In November, the heavyweight contender was arrested and charged with improperly handling the firearm. Okay, so this one was locked in the glove box while knowingly under the influence operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol and drugs. This article is pretty confusing the way they inserted different print in there. I think it's with this particular incident, though, to be honest. They changed the font to a different font, but this may indeed be. Let me go to this article right here and see if they mention anything about that alcohol and the Don Julio. Oh, it's been pushed. Chili Club remains uncertain. Rising heavyweight prospect Jared has been arrested according to the. He's currently signed with this. How operating while intoxicated. Mike Hobson broke the news via social media in a post he wrote. Jared Ennis was arrested Thursday on a warrant alleged obstructing police in Huron Township. Heavyweight contender. Boom. Okay. Nope, they didn't give me too much, y'all. They didn't give me too much more than what we already got. It's crazy. Some seducers going through that guardrail right now. He was trying to get away. Yeah, he was trying to get away. But why he didn't put the jailbreak on there? Look, when you got a car like a Dodge, and you feel like you're going to be him sooner or later, I'm just saying. At least know how to drive, man. Come on, man. I hope he gets help, bro. Real talk. Hey, Bruce, the vape might not do it for him, Bruce. The vape may not do it for him. But if you're talking about, maybe having a vape as a backup, and then, in the process of that 6 miles, he could have pulled out the vape and hurry up and smoke the place up. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you're trying to use it as a diversion there, Bruce, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not really, inclined to that type, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, if he could have had a vape or whatever, hot box, rolled up the one this hot box car right quick, then he could have damn masked the smell, I suppose. If we're talking about mobile obstruction, he could have masked the smell, for real. We're very fortunate nobody got hurt. True. That speed reached high levels. 130, he was rolling. Very fortunate our officers were able to balance the public safety with getting him into custody based on his dangers. Yes, sir. Understood. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I make light of it because everything worked out great, but it's really nothing to joke about at the end of the day because it's serious business with obstruction. What if Jared Anderson would have ran into another vehicle trying to flee? What if he would have injured somebody else? Now he's really in trouble. Now he's going to stay locked up for a while. You know what I'm saying? Now, Top Rank will be forced to take action. You know what I'm saying? And then that information will come out if he was under the influence or something. He's done. He's going to be done for a while. And he's only 24 years old, and people look at it like, how many years he got? 5 years? He's good. He come out when he's 29. He's good. No, he's not. No, he's not, man. One of my favorite fighters that people don't give enough respect, he went through some crazy stuff in boxing. But, no way Jared Anderson was him. Seriously, when it comes to competition, that's Riddick Bowe. Vander Holyfield is one of my favorite, right? Because, he's not from Georgia, but he was down here in the a long time. But Riddick Bowe, man, went to the top, did what he's supposed to do. Yeah, he ended up losing a fight to only fight to Evander Holyfield, but he beat him twice. But he too wanted to pretty much honor his mother's wishes. And then they ended up getting into a domestic situation, had to serve a little time, had to pay some money, and then he had to come back to the sport when he was over the hill. And you all know, when you see Riddick Bowe fights, he took some punishment to the head. He was in there with the big boys. I'm talking about he look, Riddick Bowe is one of the best inside big men that you will see fight. Oh my God. I'm not taking nothing away from James Toney. No, I'm talking about heavyweight. Straight up heavyweight. Riddick Bowe used to fight on the inside. If you fight on the inside like that, you're bound to get hit at close quarters. And his skill set and what he was able to accomplish is amazing. But he did take punishment. And then when it came down to it, he ended up kidnapping his wife, his ex-wife. He ended up kidnapping her. And, you know, he was arrested, and then he had to go serve some time. He even tried to go through Marine Corps boot camp. So these boxers always have situations, even Evander Holyfield. We saw the shit that went down with Oliver McCall. You know what I'm saying? Sergey Kovalev. Dmitry Bivol. You know, I'm talking about some recent shit. It's a lot of boxers who go through shit. The Charlos. It's just stuff everywhere, you know, with some of these boxers. And you got to look at it immediately and say, okay, what's their fighting style? This, that. You want to start piecing stuff together. Did so-and-so take a lot of punishment in their career? You know, I mean, hey. I remember one point in time, Javante was on the news all the time. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Broner was on the news. You know what I'm saying? Shakur at one point in time was on the news. I mean, these fighters be on the news, man. Now, I hope Ryan Garcia is never on the news like that. Because this dude's going to be bawling and crying, or he's going to be sitting up there straight face talking about, I ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised he ain't pulled that stunt yet. Trying to get arrested for some crazy shit. And up there like, oh, man, I'm good, man. Y'all know who I am? You know who I am? I'm Ryan Garcia, man. You know what I'm saying? Have faith in Jesus Christ. The fact that he kept going northbound, southbound, it was certainly some attempt to cop bait an officer. Okay, so you're giving some new information. So he was going northbound and southbound just to pretty much alert. Interesting. I haven't read that yet. Interesting. You know what I'm saying? If he was trying to bait, I mean, what was the purpose of that? Was he feeling some type of way? Did he just get a upgrade to his engine? Is it something trying to take him out this next fight or to bring attention to him? Because I used to tell people every time Adrian Broner get ready to fight, what happened? He get arrested. Free promo. He get arrested. If anybody know, I mean, Adrian was down here and he got arrested in Lenox Mall. Come on, man. I remember that shit all over the news down here. AB getting arrested. Due to his drinking issues, his vehicle needs to have a breath test. I'm not sure the name of that concept. Yeah, I kind of stay away from all the components and, you know what I'm saying, the restriction that goes along. I know what you're talking about. You can't start your vehicle unless you blow into this device that they put in your car as part of an agreement that the only way they're going to allow you to drive other than from point A to B is that they install that device in your vehicle. So you have to blow in that vehicle. We've heard it before. Shout out to Jones on deck, man. I see you. What's good, man? Mark, what's good? Not surprised I gave up on the kid so long ago. Well, he's only 24 years old, so how did you give up on him and he's just now starting to shine? What are you talking about, bro? How did you give up on Jared Anderson? He just had one of his major incidents last year. What are you talking about, bro? You just gave up on him the other day. I mean, a long time ago, man, he was okay. Like Big Baby was okay a little bit back then, right? He was okay, I think. Sorta, kinda. He said you cooking Bo Holyfield still one of my favorite matchups to watch. Yeah, man. You know, not to get off topic. Yeah, Bo was one of my favorite fighters. You know what I'm saying? For real. Big man, top 10. You know, people don't give him enough respect. They say he didn't beat nobody. Yeah, right. He fought Evander Holyfield 3 times. He went on the inside with Andrew Galata and AKA the Nutcracker. With to take all that punishment Galata was giving him, and you know, at one point in time before he got DQ'd, Galata would have won the fight, would have gave Bo his second loss. But goddamn it, the dude was having a nervous breakdown. But Bo was, man, he was fighting on the inside. Bo was one of my favorite. I don't see too many fighters. I mean, I would say fighters too. Too many heavyweights that know how to fight on the inside like Riddick Bowe. They say he was lazy. Well, he didn't get lazy to a certain point in his career. The pace that Bo was able to keep up, man, was unbelievable. He hit you with that hook and then that uppercut. Man, come on. Bo, they just look at him now and his slurred speech. I heard Rampage say, they was talking on Jackson podcast, and Rampage Jackson said you didn't beat nobody. Man, what you talking about? What are you talking about, bro? Man, really, come on. Them battles he had with Holyfield alone was epic. Them battles he had with Holyfield alone. Burt Cooper. What was it? Michael Dokes? Pinklin Thomas. Who else he was in there with of notoriety? I don't want to say the Ernie dude or whatever that was well known when Rock, his manager, jumped up on there. You know, Ernie wanted to turn it into a K1 kickboxing contest. But man, yeah, Riddick Bowe, man, he wasn't no joke, man. Andrew Galata battles that he had, he wasn't no joke, man. One of my favorite heavyweights, bro. Talking about I don't care about the belts. Well, I don't care about you. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Now that you clarify that, I can understand where you can feel some type of way about not caring about the belts. But you can't attach the belts to the fighters there, Mark, because the belts is not something that they grew up with in life. Like the belts wasn't a badge that they grew up as a kid to determine who they was going to be, how successful they was going to be in life as a kid growing up. The belts is a medal that you earn, right? An achievement, an accolade. And it doesn't carry over any residual monetary payment when your career ends. They don't say, okay, we need for you to come by the office this Thursday to finish up your retirement package, to give you a count of all the belts you earned and how much it would be per month for the rest of your life in retirement, that you would get paid a retirement stipend for each belt. Nothing. You don't get nothing. What did Mike Tyson say? Those belts are nothing. They ain't nothing. You know, he said other words, but Mike Tyson said they ain't nothing, man. Yeah, they look good. Yeah, you can negotiate and use them as leverage. But at the end of the day, man, they don't give these fighters a retirement stipend based off the championship belts that they earned in their career. It's sad, man. But I do understand where you're at with it. I do get where you at. I talked to Bo last year. The speech has cleared up a lot. That's good. Because, hey, Bruce, if you look at it, he kind of sounded like that when he fought. You know, he kind of had that, hey, you know, that low voice. But, you know, Lennox Lewis heard him. You ain't gonna knock nobody out, punk. You ain't the man I thought you were. Man, I will look at Holyfield, Riddick Bowe fights. Like I will look at Riddick Bowe just to see what I'm missing today in heavyweights. The way he used to fight on the inside, that tall, that rangy, and to be able to catch fighters with that short hook And that uppercut, that right uppercut that he had, oh my God, dog. And that jab he had, Riddick Bowe was one of the most accurate heavyweights. He don't get enough props, man. At least he made it to the hall. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Riddick Bowe, man. I ain't mean to make this a Riddick Bowe moment because Jared Anderson don't deserve that on his live. Because in no way, shape, or form, he don't seem to be able to even be on track to accomplish what these guys had. You know what I'm saying? But let's hope he get it together, bro. Yeah, Jesse Ferguson. Yeah. Yeah, man. Shout out to Riddick Bowe. If his speech is clearing up, good for him, man. Good for him. More, you know, I know people look at him now as a big dude, but one of the most interesting heavyweights. I love watching, you know, him and Holyfield battles. God damn. And Holyfield, man, one of my top. He is so big also. Yeah. He's gained all that weight, yeah. But he said this also, Bruce. He said if it was a sweet or a cupcake or something in the kitchen and it was calling his name, he said he had to go get it. He said if that thing was sitting there, he had to go get it. Real talk. He couldn't let it just sit in there and keep calling his name. He said if he knew it was in there, he had to go get it, bro. But let's hope that Jared Anderson figure it out. And I want to zip this up by putting this out here. Jermell Charlo, at one point in time, when he was trying to take shots at Deontay Wilder, another black fighter, you know what I'm saying? He said, no excuse, skills pay the bills. So why didn't your skills allow you to defend any of your freaking titles? You know what I'm saying? If you haven't heard Jermell Charlo, I didn't even put him in the title. But Jermell Charlo has been basically removed his final title, the WBA. Now check this out. Check this out. You know, I'll give you, you know what I'm saying, what you're looking for. Let me ring this up again. Okay, give you your change, give you a receipt. You remember when Manny Pacquiao was a champion, got put in recess, right? Recess supposed to be a fighter who was either injured, can't fight, or to incidents out of the control of the fighter, like the pandemic and shit like that, right? WBA supposedly has put Mel Charlo in recess. I thought the WBC did too. But he only had one remaining title, WBA, and supposedly he's in recess. And I'm saying to myself, what is he in recess for? Why do you have recess to WBA if you're going to violate the reasons and prerequisites to be in the recess? He's not injured. And what is the if there is a situation, an incident out of control of the boxer, which incident is that? PBC? I'm curious to how they can place this man in recess. So if I'm correct, I think he's in recess of WBC and the WBA. He has no titles anymore. So we definitely won't see any, we don't know what the hell's going on here, first of all, but this definitely evaporates. It has evaporated any future fight between him and Terrence Crawford because he don't have no belts. And the only thing it does is open up the belts at 154 for others to fight for. I don't know. We might see Terrence Crawford go up there and fight for a belt, somebody. You know, it'd be cool for him to get a fourth division. But Jermell Charlo is beltless right now. And I'm not understanding how these sanctioning bodies bend and make the rules pliable for their own benefit. How can you bend the rules so much? How is that possible? Why do you even have it deemed a rule if you're going to sit up here and just create shit? Like for fighters who don't even meet the prerequisites, how are you going to just create nonsense and say it's a champion in recess? Oh, they put him in recess. Why? You trying to wait and see if PBC recovered? Like, why put this man in recess? You should have just stripped him of the belt like y'all did Crawford. It ain't no returning. They didn't put Crawford in recess. They took his IBF title. At least Jermell Charlo was smart enough to vacate the IBF because they know they was coming. And then he wanted to complain about the WBO not showing him love. You know what I'm saying? They're not showing me any love. They want me to bring this and that and the other. Well, guess now you didn't defend your titles, which it's okay because there's been plenty of undisputed champions that didn't defend their titles. There's been plenty. That doesn't take away the fact that how you didn't, like, you had another big paycheck or two out there when you had the belts, but you wanted to go out there and fight Canelo. I think if anybody should sit up here and try to complain about Crawford, they should start with Jermell Charlo, because Jermell just say, F the belts. I'm going to here fighting Canelo, and then I'm just doing away with 154, and then I'll figure it out. I knew he didn't defend his belts. You know what I'm saying? He didn't defend his bantamweight titles, undisputed. But, you know, it happened. So I can't sit up here and drop the hammer on Jermell Charlo, except that we all know what I think of him. And his skills obviously didn't pay the bills, nor have him defend his belts because he just didn't want to. Let me take that dude. But let's highlight and put it out there that Crawford's still out here training, potentially getting ready for his bout at 154 pounds. I was really hoping he'd defend his titles at 154, you know, against a worthy opponent. You know what I'm saying? I would like for it to be T.O. I would like for him to go up there and put them hands on T.O. For real. Just so we can get some excitement in boxing again, because, you know, 2024 has been a disaster so far, y'all. 2024, yes, we had some pretty decent fights, but I'm talking about as far as the expectation goes, in matchups, we're struggling, bro. We're struggling this year. I mean, bad. We have a fight night tonight. We have a fight night tonight, man. Man, we struggling bad, boy. I mean, I've been looking at other stuff, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been looking at mixed martial arts. I've been seeing what's going on over there. You know, some of the matches. My boy Nate Diaz. You know, I've been looking at that. I've been looking at some BJJ tournaments. You know, one of the most beautiful combat arts in the game, BJJ. I've been paying attention to Claressa. It's very difficult for me to support somebody as mean as she is. I try to, but my mind, it wanders. I mean, not wanders outside of my scope of thought process, my scope of troubleshooting. Not that. It wanders off the common path on me being committed to genuinely support her organically, because I just see her as a mean-spirited individual. But I was watching her up at ASM, and she was doing mat time. And anybody who followed my channel, you would have heard me say that in order for her to get better at mixed martial arts, she needed to put in the mat time. Well, Claressa is putting in mat time, right? They had her rolling with a guy that was much smaller than she was, right? And this is the primary reason why I consider BJJ as one of the most beautiful art of combat in the game. Even though people look at it like, oh, I don't want to be on no mat, rolling around with nobody and all that. If you're worrying about that, then you're in it for the wrong reason. They put Claressa in a less dominant position. They put her sparring partner, who was rolling with her on the mat, in back control. And they was teaching Claressa how to transition or work to a better position to free herself from someone who they was trying to submit her from the back, from a rear naked choke or something like that. And it takes patience. So Claressa was trying to go through the whole process and basically, turned into her opponent. You have to go through the routine, the method to the madness for which the coach was telling her. He's telling her some very, very solid tips. If you got a coach in there teaching BJJ, this is not youth YMCA basketball. No, this is a well renowned. This is a jiu-jitsu coach who knows what they're talking about. So Claressa's getting frustrated as shit. She's getting frustrated. And then the way when she does make the transition, it seems like she's transitioning to a more dominant position. Her opponent also now, from the bottom position, has placed her in another submission. And she constantly has to try to figure out, okay, I just can't think I'm getting out of this position, and just when I feel comfortable, I'm about to stand up, and that's where it is. No. He puts her in, and he wasn't even really locking in these submissions. He was just doing the position before submission, putting her in a position and locking in submissions, and she have to find a way to relax and get herself out. So one transition she did, right, where he had that choke in, and he wasn't choking her like that, but it was in tight enough for she had to fight 2-on-1s. 2-on-1s when you take two of your hands and you try to pull down on your opponent, and you have to constantly do that. You try to relieve the pressure that they putting on you from the back position, right? And you can see Claressa obviously getting frustrated, but it's all a part of the mat, right? Frustrated. And then I guess the bell rung, and the dude opened up his guard, and Claressa was huffing and puffing, and she was hitting the mat, and she started crying. And I'm saying, yeah, that's about right. Jiu-jitsu does have you frustrated in the beginning. Some people don't like being in less dominant positions, especially if they used to being in dominant positions. You put Shields on the feet, she'll probably tell you she can beat anybody because she feel that way. But you put her on the mat with a sparring partner that's smaller than she is, more educated, more technically skilled on the mat. None of that boxing stuff matters. Even if she was in top position, she will have to understand that it's possible for her to be locked into another submission while she's transitioning to the top position. And she just started hitting the mat. No, first of all, he let her up when the bell rung, and she had a hand on her, huffing and puffing and stuff. And then the coach say, okay, let's go. Sat back down on the mat, because it wasn't when you don't know what you're doing, there's no need for you to be in top position. They're teaching you a part of her area that she needs to work on, and that's being in less dominant positions to get out of them, right? Because they already know Claressa has hands, right? So she sat back down on she's in the seat. The guy comes up behind her, boom, rolls back and start working for the choke. And this is the time where he really, they was working for Claressa to transition and get into a better position. Once she transitioned to the top position, she found herself in a triangle choke. And the guy's like, stack, relax, this, that, and the other. And the guy had her tight in a triangle too. And she was huffing and puffing. She's like, and then she went back and turned into him. The guy got her back in the rear naked choke. And he wasn't even really applying that pressure. He was applying enough pressure now. And she was like, that's all you heard her doing. Check out her YouTube channel. You'll see what I'm talking about. And then, they kept on working. And Claressa, this is something that I told you. Look, I put it out there. I say, in order for her to improve, and I don't think she wants to, she had to put mat time in. You don't see a lot of sisters or black women in jiu-jitsu. When I was in California, I rarely seen black women in jiu-jitsu. That's not saying anything. I'm just saying it takes you to grind it out with male and females. But Claressa was huffing and puffing, like this, that, and the other. And them guys don't care shit about that. They say, you're a world-class boxer. Welcome to our world. And when the buzzer, boom, he released the guard. He backed off. Claressa just sat there. And then she started beating the mat. Almost like Sean Porter, but she was in a seated position. And she started crying. That's how frustrated she was, man. This is training. The dude wasn't landing any punches from the rear position. He was just teaching. And Claressa started crying, bro. She started crying. Now, all that up against the cage and clinching, yeah, she's on her feet. She feels good. But when you can get a guy, let's just say Claressa weighs, she probably weighs 165, 170. Let's just say 170, right? The dude she was rolling with, he was probably, I want to say 140. One thing about jiu-jitsu practitioners, they come in all shapes and sizes, from the lowest level to the highest level, and they ain't nothing to play with. And when Claressa was there, wondering why she couldn't get out of that submission and stand up to her feet, and it was that easy, she just had an emotional crash out. You know, she crashed out for a little bit. She hitting the mat, frustrated, crying. For Claressa, look, Claressa has a strong, brash personality. For her to get as frustrated as she did meant that it was either turning a corner or she was at a point like, I hate to be in a position where I'm not in control. And I have a smaller dude because she always going around, right? Check this out. She's always going around talking about she can beat dudes up, right? Now you got a dude that's weighing about 140. If that, he's not even manhandling you. He's just technically putting you in positions in grappling that you haven't dealt with. And you're thinking, I'm strong enough. I'm powerful enough. This dude's small. And it doesn't work like that in grappling. And she got frustrated, started crying and shit and all that. And then, you know, they're not going to baby you in that motherfucker. They don't care who you are. They're not going to baby you and say, oh, she's crying. It's going to be all right. No, they're going to say, okay, just stick with it. Let's go. Let's go. You got to get back into it. And then they put her right back in the mat. You know, I mean, that's just the way it is. She got to put the mat time in. She's going to get better. You know what I'm saying? She's going to get better. But right now, is it a turning point that she's willing to accept that, okay, I have a feeling what it's like in combat to not be in control, okay? Is she turning that corner or she's turning the corner like, damn, do I really want to continue to come back to the gym and put this mat time in with these guys? Do I really want to? Because I'm a bigger person. And no. You can get some lighter weight females. Because she, you know, they had a male grappling with her. But if that was who was in the gym at the time, then so be it. They didn't have a male grappling with Claressa and tossing her around, embarrassing. No, it was very technically sound, smooth instructions coming from the instructor who's himself is probably a high-level black belt. And the sparring partner, he was doing simple shit. He wasn't saying a word. And the only person that was freaking making noises was Shields. And she was highly and obviously frustrated, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. But it's just tough, man. It's just tough. You know what I'm saying? It's tough to give people a compliment. It's tough for me to give her compliments and show support when she act like she don't give a damn. Like she act like she don't give a damn about nothing nobody say. Like it's always like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? You ain't nobody. I'm this, I'm that. Well, I guess they didn't put a female in there with Claressa because you know, Claressa do the same thing to, the female will do the same thing to Claressa than the guy was doing. And then she might actually choke her out. But that's not the point of choking somebody out that's less skilled. Jiu-jitsu is a very disciplined art, but don't get it twisted. It's practice sessions in there where they definitely get right. And I guess, you know, Claressa always saying, you know, how she'll do this and that to a guy. You know, they had a guy rolling with her. And the guy wasn't using no energy. And Claressa was frustrated. But I do salute her for actually staying on the mat. All that huffing and puffing she was doing, I'm like, why? You know why? Because you ain't in control? Why? You know what I'm saying? Why are you acting? Why are you huffing and puffing? Bruce Gabbs, Boxing Jazz, some more. Shields need to chill out. Sounds like she's hard to coach. Well, at least she didn't run out the gym. But me, from being in those type of schools, you know, she like being in control. Obviously, on the feet, she feels like she's the queen, the king, and everything in between, right? But when you put yourself in that mat, the skinniest practitioner can submit you. All that rah-rah and want to get buck wild and no, your body has joints. Okay? When Claressa understands that jiu-jitsu is all about position before submission and the body has joints, then it would all come full circle for her. Right now, she ain't figured that out. You know what I'm saying? She hasn't quite figured it out because she get all high energy and she want to just throw a fit like she would if she was on her feet. Now, what you gonna do? No, you're not saying that when you're on the mat. Because your body has joints. Your neck has joints. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers, toes, knees, legs. You have oxygen in your body. The brain needs 20% to keep your ass alive, right? There are certain submissions that will restrict your breathing. And if you're not able to get that experience to be calm enough to relax and work your way out of submission, you're going to lose it and you're going to go to sleep. Claressa is not at that point where she's unable to stop panicking. Like, her panic to me comes from her lack of control. Like, she can't control that little skinny guy that was behind her. She looking at him at first and she's probably saying, oh man, this dude is small, 140. I'm way bigger than he is. I'm way stronger than him. Not when it comes to grappling. It's all about technique. And I had to look. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is no joke. When I was listening to it, but I had to turn up the volume. I said, "What's that sound I hear?" And it was Claressa. I said, "What the hell? What's wrong with her? Does she have anxiety? Like, is she scared to be choked out?" Because the dude wasn't trying to choke out. He just had her in a submission attempt, and they're telling her to work out of it. And they're instructing her what to do. But when she works out of it, and just when she feels that she's in a more dominant position, she finds herself still. She might be positioned from the top, but now she's in a second submission. Now you have to deal with that. You just made it from someone having your back to basically now you're going belly to belly, but yet you're in a triangle choke. Now you feel the tightness. They're telling her what to do, but her mind is just like, oh man, no, I don't like. Oh, she feels like she's being closed down on. You know what I'm saying? She feels restricted. Yeah, that's grappling. God damn it. I'm not saying in a street fight, you know, a boxer can't knock out a grappler. I'm not saying that at all because it's boxing at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's boxing at the end of the day. But grappling, when most fights do go to the ground, a grappler may indeed have that success. Rolling once they get to the ground, because most of the time fights make it to the ground. Claressa is not used to being on the ground in a position where she just can't use all that unneeded energy, you know what I'm saying, to explode up out of situations. That's not it. You explode and lose your goddamn control while you're in grappling, you might find yourself asleep. So when I seen her crying on the mat, I was like, you didn't even get punched in the face. And you're crying on the mat. Shout out to my guy, IOTBA. Boxing Talk in the building. What's good with it? Salute. One love to you. Appreciate you pulling up. I seen her crying and hitting the mat. And all I'm thinking about, people, is this is the female who always talking reckless, especially when it comes to men. Like, I'll beat this person, terminate this and that, and other. You know, when you on your feet and all that, and you know, all this other shit that she got going on. Okay, cool. Disrespecting people, you know, all this. You know, trying to accuse my boy Derek of them loading gloves and freaking manipulating gloves. I can't respect a fighter like that. But I'm not going to sit up here and dog her out all because she's trying. She got an asshole personality. She's a mean-spirited individual, but still, I appreciate her at least going to the mat, because all that standing on your feet, clenching, yeah, that's a good part of MMA you're going to have to deal with. But when you take that shit to the mat, it's good you in PFL, goddammit. It's a reason why Dana White, for one, Dana White cannot sign Claressa Shields because the highest they ever went up over there was 145. Let's get that straight. If the conversation ever come up, Claressa say some shit like, "Oh, I'll beat any girl up." No, you can go over there if you want to the 145, and they can have an open catch weight. You can have an open catch weight over there, but the UFC don't go to the 155. That fight she just had at PFL, it was like at a catch weight of 160 something. UFC, the highest weight class they have in women is 145. And there's barely any competitors over there to do anything. At one point in time, Amanda Nunes, when she beat Chris Cyborg, she became the champ. You know what I'm saying? I think she became the first woman champ. But at the end of the day, you could take a 140-pound female, 135-pounder, a 140-pound, put them in a grappling tournament. Claressa is not educated enough in the art, but they have the absolute division in grappling, where you have weight disparities of 50, 60, 70 pounds. You know? And this is a class where you're able to compete against bigger people can compete against smaller people. They don't have that in boxing like that. The only weight division that you see is heavyweight, where they have those huge weight gaps. But for Shields, if she fights an opponent that really can fight, like a Kayla Harrison, I don't think Kayla Harrison is there no more. I think she's about to go into the UFC or whatever, if I'm correct. But just say this judoka Olympian. You got two Olympians, double Olympians, I believe. You have Kayla Harrison and Claressa Shields. I thought for a second they was going to be on the collision course, but there's no way they can send Claressa Shields in there with Kayla Harrison because Kayla was already a tournament winner over there at PFL. I think she won it twice. Claressa, no, it wouldn't last long. And plus the people look at it like, oh, that was messed up for y'all to do that, being that Claressa haven't really been training that long, and y'all put her in there with a judoka Olympian that deals with grappling, and she's been working on her striking. Claressa wouldn't stand a chance, y'all. So let's see how that works out. Oh, no. Hell no. Let me see. Nah. Appreciate you reminding me. I didn't see the notification pop up. But shout out to IOTBA, man. Boxing Talk with the $10 super chat in the Cash App. Appreciate you, brother. Real talk. Thanks for donating to the channel, man. I appreciate you. Once again, shout out to IOTBA Boxing Talk for the $10 super chat. If y'all send me a super chat and I ain't mention it, yeah, do that, man. Let me know. Because I'm not paying attention to my phone. I'm not on my phone. I'm on my PC most of the time. But appreciate you, big dog. One love to you, bro. But we'll see how that works, y'all. We'll see how that process works. How Claressa goes about improving her ability for mixed martial arts. Because her opponent, in my opinion, her opponent fought pretty decent. She was a 1-2 opponent. I just felt she was there. I mean, she wasn't there to win. That's all. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Claressa did. She say this was tough, and all that. Hey, bro, I get where you at, Claressa, talking about it's tough. It's tough because you're learning another aspect of combat sports. And they're feeding you opponents that's not overly, like put it this way, Claressa. CM Punk. When CM Punk came to the UFC, I think he fought a guy, they gave him one guy, he did pretty decent. But then they gave him this other guy that was well versed in jiu-jitsu, right? And I forgot his name. Let me find out what his name was. Hold on for a second. I think his Gall. Let me see. Hold on. Mickey Gall. I think that's his name, Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall was really good in jiu-jitsu. And Dana White, I think he might have had, his first fight, I think. He should have had 1 or 2 fights in the UFC. Let me go through here, right? Okay, so the second fight, I was right. He fought Mike Jackson, overturned to a no contest. Let me see if they put in there. Jackson positive marijuana test. So Jackson won that fight. All right. But my whole point for bringing this up is that Dana gave CM Punk, a world wrestling entertainer, someone who stayed in the gym. He has more training. CM Punk, you put him in there with Claressa just on the mat, he'll sub her out easy. He's been in the gym. They gave him Mickey Gall, who his strength in his game, his combat game was jiu-jitsu, grappling. And they put CM Punk in there with this dude, and he subbed him out in round 1. I'm talking about the place was packed, and they brought CM Punk tatted up, all that, a legend in wrestling entertainment. They put him in there with Mickey Gall, who was making his way up the ladder. And man, he gave him a lesson quick. He subbed him out in 1 round, dog. And then Mike Jackson came up there. He beat CM Punk, but he ended up testing positive for marijuana, which I don't think UFC even tests for marijuana no more. But I just wanted to put that part up there. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to put that out there. But shout out to everyone who pulled up. Y'all check out what I'm talking about. I'm not going to drop her channel over here because I know if I was to use some of her freaking content, probably she'll report my live or something like that. Just to go, I would like to show her video so I can show you play by play on what I'm talking about, with her. But hold on for a second. I'll do you one better. Hold on for a second, shawty. Hold on for a second. I'm going to drop the link in here so y'all can see it for yourself. I'm gonna give you some views there, Claressa. You know what I'm saying? Hold on for a second. I'm gonna give her some views. For real. Where is she at? Okay, here we go. The one that she said, I hated every day of training. It was hard behind the scenes preparation. This was on the lead up to her fight that just went down, right? So I'm going to drop the link on there so y'all can check it out yourself. But notice what she put in the title, y'all. She said, I hated every day of training. It was hard. Hey, you guys, and people on there saying, they giving her props and all that. The hardest working MF in sports. Claressa, if you read this, please reach out. Jordan Burroughs wants to work with her in wrestling, in her wrestling. That's good. Jordan Burroughs is a legend. He's a wrestling legend. He said, somebody said, when you're grappling transition from one position to the next, take your time. When you rush, that's how mistakes are made. Facts. At the minute 44 mark, you turned into him. Keep pressure on him. At that point, take your right hand. And see, they trying to go into detail on here. Obviously, they are pretty much versed at some level in grappling. But you telling her that in text doesn't mean she can physically execute it, whoever you may be. You going through a whole full-blown, she has instructors there. And once again, these are people leaving comments. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense for you to leave a comment and break all that shit down just to prove to people, hey, I'm actually doing this myself. But there go the link right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right. CM Punk got out the MMA fight. You know why? Because he was making millions over there at World Wrestling Entertainment. He still goes to, he's still in the school though. He still attend that. As you know, as much miles as CM Punk, he ain't no Punk in that mat, man. It's just like, what's his name from Married with Children? He used to play Married with Children. I forgot the actor name, but he's a black belt. Vin Diesel is a black belt in BJJ. But yet, people was up here talking about him and Dwayne Rock Johnson. They had beef and all that shit. Hey, Rock is a big dude, very athletic. I don't know what the hands are like with Vin Diesel comparable to Rock. But I can guarantee you this, if Vin Diesel lock up on him, Rock ain't no Punk to be, to sit up here and go through grappling either if you're a world class, if you're on World Wrestling Entertainment at the highest level. I mean, come on. Rock know how to break locks. He know how to do certain things too. But if you're a black belt in jiu-jitsu, that shit will be kind of interesting for both of them to go head up, in wrestling or something like that. It'll be interesting, bro. You know what I'm saying? It'll be interesting. But, CM Punk, man, he left the UFC because Dana probably didn't want to deal with him no more. And he went back over to get that money at the World Wrestling. That's about it. But let's keep faith. I'll be on a little later, as far as the boxing that's going on this evening. It's 4:15. Once again, shout out to IOTBA Boxing Talk for the $10 super chat in the Cash App. Y'all already know. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. A-Side official. No negotiation needed. Period.